Welcome to jobskillshare.org. This is Danish, and today we are starting a new ticketing system training course. Now, this is not a brand new idea. We have implemented the same idea almost 4 years ago when we created a help desk ticketing system course on our site. The reason we created this course on our website because many times when we went to interviews or our members went to interviews, a lot of people were asking about tickets. And this is so important that the first thing that you do on your work when you join the company, most of the time you will see something like this. You will see a ticketing system. Now, most of the time people assume that you know this stuff from your education, but usually most of the certifications or a degree or even trainings don't teach this stuff. So we decided to teach this. And we have done a great job on this course. As you can see, we have more than 6,000 people already and with a very high ratings. So if you are type of person who want to just get in and learn right away, because these skills are very much up to date, not the content, but the skill itself is the same. So you can actually click on the link in the description and actually start the course right now and finish it. But I'm going to create new videos on top of the old videos. Now, a little bit of history is important because we have 40,000 people that are following us. So it will be injustice to them to not tell them that what's going on. So for new people, please be patient with us. So the reason we are updating all of these videos in this ticketing system course is because recently we decided to move to this modern IT support professional training. Now, we were teaching IT support live training before. In this, we have a full 3 months long process. Phase 1 is live, phase 2 is more of a hands-on labs, and the 3 is more of a resume interview questions. We have decided to add more technical things in this course. For example, we added an Azure Active Directory training. Now, this is a basic level training, but we didn't want to invest more time into the ticketing system because this is something that we can already give our members in the fundamental phase. When somebody registers, we send them videos or tell them to make sure you finish this course before you take our live course to make more sense, because all of our training is a ticket-based training. We give, let's say, 20 tickets, and then people have to do that. So it would make more sense for people to already know about ticketing system. And if people have not done that, this is why we are doing these videos, so then we can send it to them again. They will come back to this course and finish it. So now the history is done. Let's go ahead and get going with this training. The first thing you should be asking and to validate, why are we doing this training? If you look at our screen right now and look at this description and look at the description titles on the left side, if you look at these titles, these are all IT positions. Help desk service coordinator, help desk specialist, help desk technician, tier 1, help desk. And it doesn't matter even if it's a systems administrator, network engineer, even a software developer, even a web developer, database administrators, anyone that's a power user, that's an IT user, you will see them in more of an admin category of tickets. What I'm saying is that this person will be assigned the call, and this person will be doing something with that call. This person will be doing something. So what is that? So if I just show you a visual image, now this is from TestOut.com, who is our partner. This is going to help us understand how the ticketing system is a very important piece in this whole IT career. So if you look at it, back in the days, let's say, for example, this is a small office, and this is you sitting right here as a help desk technician, IT support, desktop support, or if you are even a sysadmin or network engineer, whatever your technical position is, maybe you're a database administrator, developer, somewhere here, and you're working in this small office. Let's say they have a lobby with a receptionist and one office with accounting, sales, other people, and then there are different type of departments over here, and then you have executive offices right here. So back in the days, people will just walk right here to your office. We call it a hallway ambush, or somebody will be calling you directly on the phone, let's say from executive office, or somebody will be emailing you through the computer, and then you will see an email, somebody's walking you and somebody's calling you. So you have to have some type of management, and that's fine. Even if people are calling you that way, you still have to have something to prioritize all of these different issues that you're facing at the same time. And also, you may be just working on a very critical project right here, while somebody can just walk in and totally disrupt your, the research that you have been doing for the past 2 hours, and you're so close to your solutions. And now somebody just walked in. Hey, I just spilled the coffee on my keyboard. Can you just come in and fix it? You see, some of the things can be known to customers, some of the things that we have to train customers. So this is where a ticketing system is not just for an IT professionals. It's not just for us. A lot of people have this misconception that ticketing system is just for IT people. It's actually not. It's a full process. This is where a business can really work effectively if they have something like this in place, because it will save time. It will make sure that a critical calls, differences between a critical call and a normal calls. This is why we have different type of levels, and this is where we have SLAs, stuff like that. So you see why a system is so important, because you got to manage your company effectively. So that is the reason why we need ticketing system. Of course, the reasons are way more than that. We're going to go into more detail, but that's to just give you a little visual right here that why it is so important. Because now what will happen if you have a ticketing system, if this person is having an issue with something very minor, all they got to do is to go online to their machine, and there will be a portal, and there will be, let's say from this server, there's a server right here, or maybe in the cloud, let's say there's a cloud, and this application is provided to them through their web browser. So they will just submit a ticket, and this will have a different type of urgency. Maybe they say, oh, it's not that urgent, I'm going to put 4 on it, so I don't care about it right now, but maybe later on, whenever you guys have time, so come and fix this issue for me, or maybe give me something, right? So then they will send a ticket. So it's going to be like a number, let's say number 30 or ticket number 30, and then you acknowledged it. You saw it, you acknowledged it, you assigned it to yourself, but it was not urgent. So there you go. You know that there's something going on. I'm just going to keep track of it. Now this person, executive person, is having a critical issue. He went in there, or he called you, or he sent you an email, or she sent you an email. It doesn't matter. But if it comes over here, then this technician right here, see, okay, it's an urgent call. So this is level 1 issue. Maybe I'll just go right away and fix it, or whatever their SLA or whatever their urgency time works. This is all up to the company. And then you're just going to perform that based on what you have in the system. So you see, everything is managed, and everything has a track. So even if your manager comes to you now, what were you doing for the past 3 hours? You can say that, look, I signed this ticket. This is not an urgent issue. I went in there, and this is the ticket that I spent this much time on it. You can see I signed it to myself, fixed it, came back. And then of course, ticketing is not about just management, just sending a ticket. This is not about that. It's way more than that. It's basically putting your time, putting the resolutions, putting documentations, so many different things is a part of this one system. And that's where your company can really work better, and everybody can have benefit from it, because your IT staff is being utilized the correct way. They're not getting ambushed because somebody have taught these people, or somebody have given a strong language that don't just go walk up there because this is such a minor issue. Why don't you just put a ticket? Because that's where we are going to be helping you effectively. So you see, it's even before IT, you don't go and educate these people. It's going to be coming from the management. It's going to come from the top people. And that's where when they sit together, everybody decide on this one thing, that we're not going to just do this. This is a process. We all have to follow it. And that's where the company can really perform better. So now moving on, why it is so important for you to learn. Why are we doing this whole lecture? This is why we are doing this lecture. It's not because what ticketing system is and all that, because back in the days, nobody was teaching this stuff. So what's the urgency? Why did we even introduce this whole training based on ticketing 4 years ago? Now we're doing another upgrade. This is why if you look at your Indeed.com and you go to any positions, this could be a level 1 type of position. Most of the level 1 positions and level 2, level 3 position, this job is basically assigned to you. This is your job. For the first time you get a ticket, you are the people that are going to get these tickets. You are the one that are going to be opening up a very critical issue or a very small issue. It doesn't matter. It could be a request, but you're the one who is basically starting the whole process. So you have to be a very important person, and you are the first line. You represent that company. So this is why people are so strict on ticketing, and managers are so kind of like coming in and say, hey, what is the process of this ticket? It's because a manager is also being managed, right? A director is watching a manager, a CIO or whoever is above director, they're watching them, and the CEO is just looking at the whole thing, because that's where he can run the whole business, or she can run the business, right? Or anyone. So here's the thing. I mean, if you look at these titles, these are all help desk positions. Help desk specialist, it doesn't matter. I mean, these titling has nothing to do with most of the IT jobs. We kind of train people on this. We already talked about how, this has no meaning. If you're going for level 1 positions, these, you see tier 1, and they might call you a specialist. None of these are, this has no meaning. All of them are IT support positions, basically. So if you come over here and you look at it, all of these positions have what in common? Tickets, submitted, creating a ticket, reporting a ticket. And then if you look at this one in detail, it says, track and close a sorry about that. Track and close a ticket. I'm going to change this right now. This is very important right here. So they're saying open, track, and close tickets. So they kind of like make it easy for you, right? They want you to know that you are going to be doing this. This is going to be your job. So the first day when you go out to the company and you open up a PC, they give you the PC. You know that you can log in as Active Directory. Now, some of the terms that I'm using, if you don't know this is why you need to take the training, by the way, because Active Directory is a part of it. Now, ticket is one thing. You get a ticket, you open it. After the ticket is the technical skills. The reactive mode of technical side. So you pick up the call, you become technical. You open a ticket, you are the technical person to go and fix it, or assign it to somebody else who can fix it. For example, if it's an issue of a website or server related issue that has to do something with a server, then you will go to systems administrator. Maybe you will assign this ticket to a systems administrator. So this is why it is so important to not only learn about what ticketing is, but actually how to perform tickets is something that you're going to learn from our training. Now, this is the reason you are actually training about ticketing, because people are going to ask you, do you know what ticketing system is? Have you used the ticketing system before? Do you know what SLA is? Do you know when would you close a ticket? Have you done any resolutions? Have you done any documentation? All of these questions, these are interview questions people can ask. So let's move on, because we get the point that this is why you need it. Now, if we look at it, what's the reason behind ticketing system? So let's go a little bit more detail on this and just kind of like brainstorm over here. So if you look at it, it's a systematic way, right? It's a systematic way to organize tickets and answer the support query. So if you have 5 technicians in your company, you would like to have some kind of organized way of doing things. So if there's 1 ticket, 2nd ticket, 3rd ticket, 4th ticket, 5th ticket, and you have 5 technicians, then there got to be some way for you to manage these 5 people, and you can assign them tickets based on their skill set. Okay? So after this, we have centralization of customer communication. So of course, your customer is also a very important part in your company. So if let's say for example, these are all your customers right here. These are all 300 customers, right? And this is your ticketing system, or your office. It has a ticketing system in there. Of course, ticketing system doesn't mean like it has to be physically there. You're just watching the portal from your office. And there got to be a centralization of customer communication. So basically every person comes to you and it's centralized, right? Everything, all these issues comes in one place. It doesn't go to left and right or somewhere else. It just goes to this one place. Help for prioritization. This is very important because if you get all these tickets from these people, you got to know which one is a critical ticket, which one is something that can wait for 2 or 3 or 4 days, and which can be like maybe done in 2 days. So you got to know how to prioritize. And then based on people, different type of people, you got VIPs, you got normal people, you got everything, different things are going on in the company, of course, and that's where you need to know how to prioritize tickets. So allocation of work according to skills and availability, and that's where basically a manager's role will play, senior level technical roles will come play, and then this is where you need to decide that basically who gets to solve a call. So basically, if this is an issue with a networking, and there's two type of networking engineers in your company, one is more of like a routing guy, another person is a switching type of person, then of course you need to know how to manage that based on the ticket. Improves internal communication. Of course, this is where we mentioned, this is why it's centralized. Ticket formation to ensure no query remain unresolved. Now that's so important because you don't want tickets to be coming into your queue, ticket 1, ticket 2, ticket 3, ticket 4, all that, it's going to pile up. But if let's say you solve the ones that you like to solve, but then you don't want to solve this one, what happens? Now you got a customer that's not happy. Now in this world, in 2020, it's not about just one person getting upset and then that's not going to affect your business. It's about one person getting upset, and that one review can mess up your whole image. Right, that customer can be a very important customer with a very high number of social media access, and there you go, you got a problem now. Because back in the days, social media was not that much. Right now, everybody got accounts and they have followers and everything. So one bad review can have a very big impact on your business. So this is why nothing gets to be unsolved. You got to know why this is in queue, why this is in an email for 2 months. Why didn't it get the answer? At least somebody should have replied to this person if it was an issue. So you see why this is so important, this part right here. Speed up the support operations. Of course, we talked about it, why it's important, because everybody's doing their job. If you got 5 tickets today and you resolved it, then you're happy, and then everything is moving fast. And if things has to wait because there's some kind of equipment needs to come and you need to fix it, then of course that everybody knows about it now. So there's no problem with if there's even a delay and people know about it, there's no problem. Everybody understand that. And if you work in a business environment, that's how business works. Tickets assignment and resolution based on priority. We already talked about prioritization, but assignment is very important right here, because this is where a lot of people will test you, is do you know how to assign a ticket? Because when you are a new IT professional, most of the time you just don't know, who do I assign this ticket? So let's say, for example, this is a ticket that you just came to your email, and it's about, let's say, an issue with the login. But you just don't know over here. Like, for example, a login can be many different type of issues. It could be an Active Directory account issue. It could be a database issue, that maybe a database is down in the back end. It could be a lot of different type of issues. So you need to also learn this based on your skills and based on knowing your company. Of course, it's going to take you time. This is not something you can just learn right away. It's going to take you time to understand that how many power users you have in this company, who gets to resolve what, and then somebody has to teach you that these are the different type of departments. This could be a software development department, this could be a networking department, this could be a security department, this could be a sysadmin department, this could be many more departments, a web team. So then you get to assign the tickets to the right people based on their skills, based on the nature of the call. So many different type of things can play in here, and this is what we teach you in our training when we are training live stuff like Active Directory, or even talking about software deployments or web servers or something like that. Then we kind of tell you that this is where you need to go, and we also give you more tricks to find out how you can quickly find these people, and that's what we're going to do in our more lectures in this course. Routing the query to dedicated support. This is exactly what we just talked about right now. So these two are kind of like the same thing. Save time to automate workflow. A lot of people are scared of automation. So if let's say this process becomes automated, if a ticket comes, or let's say a ticket comes to your email, or somebody send an email to you to support@jobskillshare.org, I'm having this issue, whatever ABCD issue, and then a lot of people, what happened is that, okay, this came to my email, but that's still not a ticket. It's a ticket, but it's not a ticket in a system. So the older ticketing system, what you have to do is to copy this whole content and you will put it into the ticketing system. So this is, let's say, a ticketing system. So this is a manual job right here, right? You got to do this for how many tickets? I mean, imagine if this is a very, big company and they're getting tickets left and right and you're getting so many tickets, then how many times can you do this? This is a manual job. It's a tedious job. Then it'll become a problem, right? And you can miss things. You may not copy the things correctly, all that kind of stuff. So the new ticketing systems are like you send an email to this ticket. So you send an email to support@jobskillshare.org and it automatically put a ticket for you based on the content of that call. So it's automation with intelligence. So this may say, okay, I'm having an issue with my username, my application ABCD, and that application, if it's fitted inside this automation, then this will go out there and it will create a ticket in the system. So you see, it automated your work, so you're not doing manual work. A lot of people are scared of this automation, that this may be a problem because then I will lose my job. Now, this is why we tell people that you need to get trained on more technical skills, like more stuff than just ticketing system. So then of course you're not going to lose your job. But if you're just doing this job as a ticketing system person who is just doing ticketing for a very large company, then do know that this automation can impact your job in future. But at this point, people want you there because they want a human in there to make sure that automation doesn't make any mistake, and that would be a problem because remember, they don't want to upset their customers. And customer service is everything, and specifically in this area. If you were hired to do ticketing for, let's say, 80% of your job was to do just ticketing for a very large company, then they don't want to upset their customers, and you don't want to be making mistakes as well. So this is where automation can help companies like who have help desk technicians, like who are doing both everything. They're going to come and do the ticketing, and they said this is the ticketing piece right here. They're going to do ticketing, and at the same time they're going to go and fix that issue, right? So they're going to go and fix. This is just I'm creating something here. So they said they're fixing this issue. So automation will be the best thing for these people because they were hired to do this stuff. They were trained to do NA+, other type of trainings and our trainings and everything, right? You were trained to do more technical stuff. So then they would love to automate this process because they hate this type of work. I mean, nobody likes this type of work. Trust me. Nobody wants to sit in front of the computer and try to do ticketing all the time. This is where a lot of people come to us like, I don't want to be a ticketing person. I want to be a technical person. I want to be an IT professional, right? So this is going to definitely help because then when you are happy, you get to do your job even better because you love your job. So this is where automation can definitely be a good thing. But like I said, there are different type of scenarios that automation can be good or bad for certain type of people. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now moving on, of course, improve support performance or using productivity tools, utility tools for quick resolution and query, self-service. And so let's talk about this. This is more of a manager type area too, because a lot of managers will be looking at reports. They can come and ask you, did you do your work? You can defend your work. They can look for issues. Let's say after 1 year, they're going to run a report. And they will see, oh, we got a lot of problems in this one area. Why is this happening? And that's where more people will join in, more of a service desk analyst or people who have a little bit more knowledge of how to deal with performances and how to fix things, and they'll look at the overall picture and brings a solution to your problem. So you as a technician is not doing this dealing with this issue again and again after 2 years or 3 years, and you're doing the same thing. They got to be a fix then. So that's why they need to do that. So of course the knowledge base is another big thing. Ticketing system is not about just sending a ticket and all that kind of stuff. You got to put links for people, password links, company specific links, company specific documentation, how to add a email into your phone, and different type of documentation that you can provide through the ticketing system. And that's why they use knowledge based. And even for your own technician, you may build a knowledge base so then they can do their work easily because they have already came across an issue and now they got a resolution and everything. Enable your customers to raise a concern from any channel. So of course this is 2020 right now. Everybody's using Twitter, so many different types, Facebook, Instagram, and there's so many areas that you need to connect your ticketing systems. Sometimes there are different type of managers for each social group, but again, do know that tickets can come from anywhere, anytime. So this is lecture 1 for today, and we are going to move on to lecture 2, and that's where we're going to get into what is a ticketing software, and we will move on to more and more understanding of ticketing system, and then at one point we're going to get technical and we'll do a lot on hands-on on just ticketing system. Now again, remember that that's why we want to add this in our course, free course in a YouTube channel, because we don't want to go through this stuff in our live training, because we want to do more hands-on stuff in our live training, which we are already doing, but we are making it even more hands-on to make sure our members are getting the best quality from our training. Thank you.